Good morning, good morning. Horrible Human Beings, a subsidiary of Handsome Dan's Dirtbag Deli, would like to bring you another award. We just did the Miss Excellence Award, but we also like to give out, and I was thinking about this for a minute too, the award for UBER-BRILLANCE. And I don't mean the car service got smart. I mean the true meaning of the word Uber and brilliant. And today's nominee is Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan, he's more than just a director. He's more than a cinematographer. He's an auteur, spelled in a way that I'm not going to misspell on here. But he's more than just an artist. What Nolan is the only person I know that could remake Malcolm X, cast Liam Neeson as Malcolm X, and tell the entire story starting at the end in the Audubon Ballroom, told from the perspective of each individual bullet. And the runtime would be 7 hours, and it wouldn't be cut up into segments. You have to sit there, and you get in there at 11 a.m. You're not getting out of there until 6 p.m. And it would not offend anyone. Black people would stand up and slow clap in the movie theater. It'd be so awesome. That's the level, and he's the only man that I can see doing that. It's going to be riots and quite a few hurt people and institutions had anyone else did it. But to do it, you had to do it right, and Nolan excels at that. Nolan could do a movie about slavery where a slave, after a hard, extremely hard, which was every day on the plantation, goes back to his quarters, bites into a biscuit, and inexplicably travels 17,000 years into the future where AI has replaced humanity. The last living human species are now the slaves. There's a war going on. It's part Skynet, part beloved. It's going down and it's happening. One day the slave from the past joins the resistance as he bends down to go and get a meal. One day he sinks his teeth into another biscuit and is inexplicably transported 17,000 years back into the past where he's a slave. The only difference now is he's a Terminator, a T-800. Or was he always the Terminator? And that's how Nolan would do a slavery movie. But this, I want to focus on. Nolan's genius isn't just the scripts that he writes. You know, Nolan did Prestige. If you haven't seen it, it's a phenomenal film. I don't want to give nothing away on that. Shout out to Tesla. They gave him Batman, and he gave you the most realistic Dark Knight trilogy ever. They want to throw $2 billion at him to shoot a fourth. Nolan says, no. Money isn't worth it. And he's true. He's true to it. You know, me and my man often joke about when Nolan goes to pitch movies, how the Hollywood execs. Now, the man is a brilliant genius, and very few people operate on his wavelength. So it's hard for anyone else. But they know that what he's going to bring, whether they understand it or not, is going to bring at least $500 million to the studio and Academy Awards at the end of the year. So give Nolan what he wants. But case in point, Nolan put out one brilliant masterpiece, Tenet. Now, Tenet is a time traveling movie, but it's not about time travel. It's about time inversion. And time inversion gets explained to you, quite frankly, and I still don't understand. And I am into the sci-fi, and I'm into time travel. But this ain't Marty McFly going fast and leaving fire on the ground, going back to see his mama when she was 16. No, this ain't that. This is time inversion. This is about bullets coming out of your body, going back into the gun before you were even shot. And yet you're dead now. And that don't make no sense, but it make all kind of sense in the movie. I swear, I left out of that movie. I'll never forget. I was with my lady, and it was 3:10. I understood what 3, 1, and 0 meant, but I had no concept of what time was anymore. I was fucking walking different and shit, walking slow. I just wasn't sure of anything anymore. I didn't understand the I didn't understand the units of time, the metric that we measure it by. That's how mind-breaking the movie was. But more than the concept of it, I mean, at one point, simultaneously, they're going into the future to fight a war at one place, and they're also fighting it from the past at the same time, which the thing is, you got to see it visually to even understand what I'm talking about. But my point is, the brilliance of this was not just the idea, but it's the casting. Because I can imagine how Nolan went into the studios to let them know, I have a movie. They said, oh my God, it's Tuesday at 10 a.m. We got a meeting with Nolan. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is it about? Yeah, he's got a pitch. All right, can we just give him the money? You know Nolan. He doesn't just want you to give it. Nolan wants to explain to you what the movie's about. They come in there, you know, they give Nolan the fancy glass of water. They got the celery stick in it. Nolan, the only person that take the water, dump it on the carpet, put the celery stick in his ear, and says, may we begin. Execs look at him crazy like, yeah, please, we're on the clock. Next thing you know, after they say the word clock, Nolan takes his phone out, throws it on the ground and smashes it, opens up the door, 20 soccer hooligans bust in, take all the executive phones, smash it, any kind of clock that's on the wall, they take a bat out, hit that and break it. Also, Nolan can produce a very tiny sundial, place it in the middle of the executive desk, and say that my movie is about time. What is time? The executives are stunned. They don't know what to say. But it's Nolan. He's gotten awards for the last 4 things he's done. He did Inception with a street bent back on itself. So they said, all right, just hear him out, Jimmy. Let him talk. I have a movie about time. Do you have a script? I have a movie about time. The script, is there a script? Is there not a script? In due time. Do you have who you want to cast? And so this is where Nolan's real brilliance showed through is, I want to cast the vampire boy and Denzel Washington's boy. They say, excuse me, so Denzel's going to sign under this? You weren't listening. I want to cast the vampire and Denzel Washington's boy. Whoa, they said Washington's boy. And just for you don't know, nepotism is great in a lot of things, but John David Washington is not his father. He is definitely not Denzel. By my account, God bless the brother for trying. He puts in a good effort. I'm not mad at it. But he's definitely not his father. You could take a cardboard cutout of Denzel from Mo Better Blues, stand it in any film John Washington was in, have a lot of dialogue. You can have 2 hours worth of dialogue, give it to the cardboard cutout, but the cardboard cutout is cardboard and can't talk, and the acting job would still be better than what John David Washington, God bless his soul, could do. But the brilliance of Christopher Nolan is that he can cast him in something so good that he don't even give him a name in the movie, which is true. He has no name in the film, and is the main character, and the film is a goddamn smash. It's in my top 3, possibly top 2. One of the most intelligent and cerebral films ever. Also, the vampire boy he's talking about is an actual actor, Robert Pattinson. I'm not sure. Maybe Nolan thought he was an actual vampire. Who knows with Nolan? But he wanted the vampire boy. And so Pattinson and John David Washington do a hell of a job in that film. But that just exemplifies the nature of what Nolan can do. And so from, all of the good folks at Handsome Dan's Dirtbag Deli the honorary first award for uber excellence as an auteur in the realm of film goes to Christopher Nolan. And my God, if you haven't seen Tenet, go see Tenet. If you haven't seen The Prestige, see The Prestige. If you saw Inception but don't understand, then watch it again. And this has been Horrible Human Beings, the awards and uber excellence episode. Or has it been?